With Gary's Sprinkler Repair Service, and today I'm going to show you how to set the Orbit indoor-outdoor timer. So let's get started. Start by showing you the timer itself. This is the waterproof box, so that's what makes it an indoor-outdoor timer. If it didn't have this waterproof seal, you wouldn't be able to use that as an outdoor timer, especially because of the fact it has a plug here that just plugs into a wall rather than hardwire. And it has a fuse down here, as you can see, a glass fuse right in that area. And that's if you ever come out and you have no display, but you have power, you've verified there's power in the outlet down here, then that means that fuse is blown in there. The newer ones made by Orbit don't have that. And this is where you do up your pigtail from the electrical cord coming up from the wall. You want to do that first and then plug it in, not the other way around. So do not plug it in and then run the cord up, because you'll end up shocking yourself. Anyhow, so here you go. This is what it looks like. There's a couple things on the display. We can see up at the top where it says program, and down here it's referring to the A program or the B program. We can see here it has your stations running down the left side, and when we go to there, they should show up as little triangles. And the A's are all showing up here. And then we have Monday through Sunday, and then a second week option as well. There's interval, odd, and even. I'm not going to get into a ton of detail on that. Pretty self-explanatory if you just take the next button here and get yourself over there. We'll talk about that when you get to water days. But for now, we have the auto position, we have the off position here. This is water budget, time and date, start times, and then we can see start times here as well. So this is start times for the A, start times if you want to program B program. And it kind of just changes up a little bit, days of the week, and then watering interval versus station duration. So it stays the same other than here, specific days of the week, watering interval on B program over here. And then you can see our buttons. We have a manual button up here. We have a clear button. We have a next button. This is a rain delay button, kind of cool. And then if you have a rain sensor, you can see it's bypassed right now. The little switch is flipped to the right. If you had an active rain sensor installed, it would be over to the left. And that installs, if you look up underneath here where it says sensor, I'll try to sit still right there. The yellow sticker, you can see there's nothing wired up there, and there's a little shunt. When you're ready to install one, that shunt needs to come out, and then you wire it up to that spot. And then you flip that to active. And then you have the rain sensor outside. So anyway, real quick stuff. Start times, like I said, station durations, days of the week. We're just gonna use the A program, so that's what I'm gonna show you for right now. So time and date. It says it is currently 2:49 p.m. And now I'm going to show you where it says day, and there's an arrow, month, there's an arrow, and year, there's an arrow. So I'm going to hit next down here. And you can see it says 2021. That was incorrect. Plus or minus would change it, then hit enter. So I'm going to go forward since it's correct. It is April. So again, if I was wrong, plus or minus, hit enter, and then it'll stay. Hit next again, and now we're into the day of the week, and it is the second day of April. Again, if that was incorrect, plus or minus would change it, hit enter, and then hit it again. We're back to the time of day, and so the time now is the hour, plus or minus would change that. If I hit next, I could change the time. So anyway, if I come back to that, there's our time. I could change that with plus or minus, then hit enter. So spring forward, fall back kind of a deal. Next to your start times, you can see this clock has a start time. So if there was more than one, there would be an A, and there would be a second triangle here. And this is set to go at 5:58 a.m. If I wanted a second one, I hit next over here. So of course, there's a reason we're replacing this timer. It's doing its own thing. So I'm going to come here and hit next, and you can see the triangle drops down, shows you there's cursor waiting for you to put in a second watering time with the plus or minus, and then hit enter. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get all the way back to where we were. There's 6 a.m. You can do 4 different start times in A and 4 different ones in B. So I'm next gonna go to station duration. You can see we have 3 stations wired up, and this is a 6-station clock. You can see that by 6 stations, and A shows 3 of them on there. So little A's above it, and you can see the cursor is blinking above number 1 right now, and it's a set for 31 minutes. If I wanted to set it for 30 minutes, I can hit minus, enter, and we're done. It automatically moves the cursor to the second position right here. So the second position, and the A's above it, the cursor's blinking. Set for 3 minutes. If I wanted to change that, plus or minus, hit enter, go to the next one, and we can see the third one is set for 3 minutes as well, and the cursor's blinking right there where it should be. Next is days of the week. If it shows a triangle, it waters. So you can see here, Monday's got a triangle, and if I bend down a little bit, you can see there's a cursor blinking above Monday, so you know where you're at. And then you can use like next arrow down here to make that cursor move, and I can move it to Tuesday, Wednesday. You can see Thursday's off. If I want it on, you just come over here and hit plus or enter, and it puts it in there, and that moves to the next one. And of course you hit minus to get rid of it. And that's all there is for that. Next, I'm going to bring the dial down to, actually this is just the B program, and it's kind of exactly the same thing. You can see there's no start time right here. And next would be for your stations. That sets, let's say that you had a fourth station and you just wanted to do it here once a week. You could say start at, 3 o'clock in the morning, water that station, do that one station for an hour, and you could set it for like every other day or something on interval. And again, interval is changed using, selections on plus and minus, and then using next and enter. So next I'm going to come up here, get past all that, go to budget, and it says 100%. So if I come over here and I say I want to water 30 minutes, as long as that's set at 100%, it's going to do 100% of what you told it to do. If it's going to be super hot for a few days, you can come in here and hit the plus sign, take it up to like 150%, hit enter, and then you're done. And now it's going to water its normal start time. It's going to water its normal start time at 6 a.m. and it's going to water station number 1 for 30 minutes, and then it's going to add 50% more watering time to that. And so that's the whole purpose of that. A couple days later, if it goes back to being normal weather, cools back down, you can come over here, if you can get it to cooperate, and hit minus, take it back to 100%, hit enter, put it back to run, you're good to go. So the auto run position is where it's all the time. If it's raining, you can do off. There's also a rain delay down here, and that can delay it for however long you want it to delay it for. Let's see here. Stations, as far as you can see, it's got a common position here. So here we have a white common back there. And then you can see we have station 1, 2, and 3, blue, red, green, are all wired up. And there's no pump set up on this. So this has a pump. So if I come down here, you can see there's a position for a pump. And that's if you're like on a well or you're using a pond to fill up, and kick on a pump first before you start using that. But we're on city water here, so we don't have to worry about that. And lastly, 2 things. It does have a battery here. When you first get it, make sure you slide that out, pull the tab so you can activate the battery. And worst case scenario, it's all screwed up, you don't know how to fix it, and you just want it back to the way it was the day you bought it. You can push this little button and just gently push it, and it'll reset it back to factory default, as if it's never been touched since day 1, since it came out of the box. Anyway, that's about it. Got any questions, feel free to ask it. Hopefully you liked our video today. And if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It's red, it'll turn gray. Then hit the bell next to it and tap all. And if you have any questions on this video or any other videos that we have on our channel, go to Gary's Sprinkler Repair on YouTube and check out all the other videos we have. Hopefully that helped you out. Have a great year. Take care.